Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to the live question and answer section now. These are questions that I've received while you've been watching the webinar so far. Received some great questions, so I'm going to try and get through as many as I can in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Anything that I don't manage to cover, I will be answering in the forum, so don't worry if you don't see your question answered specifically. I will get around to answering everything. So I'm going to get stuck in now. First question, what about using other indicators like relative strength index? So this is referring to things that you can add to the charts. There's all sorts of oscillators and different ways of applying things to the chart that can help you in your analysis. Now, I've tried all sorts of things over the years. Honestly, if you saw my charts when I first started trading, you would be surprised. It's a wonder I could even see the price bars on some of those charts. And through the years, I've just come to appreciate that simplicity is often better. Personally, I just like to pay attention to the price action, the things that are actually happening in the market at that time. And I find many of those tools a hindrance rather than a help. But that's not to say that you might be able to take an edge from it personally. So what I would suggest, rather than completely put a line through anything else than we've covered so far, as you go out exploring your trading, as you start getting a bit of experience under your belt, just try a few of those things out. You might find that applying the relative strength index to the chart helps, or stochastics. I think it's a very personal thing, and rather than me tell you not to do it, I think the best thing is just try a few and see if they help. Next question, major news items like the US job numbers, would you still trade at the time of those releases? Now, we do cover this a little bit in the battle plan section of the Academy materials. You really do need to know what's been released on the day. There's a real danger of getting caught by volatility at the times of those news releases. So make sure you know when they're due out. If I had a position open as we went into one of those reports, I would certainly look at tightening the stop loss. If the trade was showing good profits, I would even consider taking profits, rather than holding out, trying to seek every last pip out of the trade. It might be prudent to take the profits when they're on the table and just remove yourself from that risk situation. If there are unfilled orders on the platform, we're approaching a news release, 10 to 15 minutes away from the scheduled time, and I've got orders in the market that haven't been filled yet, I would cancel those orders, let the announcements take place, and then review the situation once the volatility has returned to normal. So it might be a case that you're reinserting those orders at the same prices after the announcement, or the picture might have changed completely, and you're looking at a different market. You're looking for different price levels to put new orders in at. I have a question on guaranteed stops. There is a broker that offers a guaranteed stop loss. This interests me, as I understand that even with an ordinary stop loss, it's possible for a trade to move further than anticipated. But the guaranteed stop loss comes at a price of 4 pips per trade. So do you think the guaranteed stop loss orders are a good deal? Again, I think it's a bit of a balancing act. I know it can certainly be a time of trepidation. When you first start trading, there's always that nervousness about putting your money on the line. So on one hand, the guaranteed stop losses do give peace of mind that that the trade will always end exactly where you want it to. You're not going to get that slippage of 3 or 4 pips more than you're expecting. But it comes at a price. You pay a premium to the broker for that service. He's guaranteeing the fill price, so you pay. When it comes to spread betting, you actually pay a wider spread. He'll take, in this case, in this question that came to me, the trader was looking at a guaranteed stop that cost 4 pips per trade. So where the spread might have been a pip under ordinary circumstances, to trade with this guaranteed stop loss, it was suddenly a 5 pip spread. So you're giving up that extra profitability over to the broker for the service. So again, perhaps try it both ways, see how you feel. As you get more experienced, I would be pretty sure you'd be comfortable trading without the guaranteed stops. Over a series of trades, that extra 4 pips can certainly start racking up. But if you're relatively new to trading and you're just first getting going, perhaps try both ways and just see how you feel. Again, it comes back to the mindset thing. Being able to trade with confidence, with a strong, positive mind, is really important. So if those guaranteed stops help you attain that in the early days, then it's certainly something to consider. Okay, let's see what else we've had come in. Sorry guys, just scrolling through the questions. Okay, on the trading day, what is most important, the technical picture or the fundamentals? Well, the way we're looking at trading these markets is purely from a technical viewpoint. We're looking at all the technical features on the chart, but in turn, the way I see it, by looking at the technicals, we're already taking into account the fundamentals. The big players in the market will have analysed the fundamentals. They'll have placed their orders according to their analysis, according to what they see. So we will actually see their viewpoint on the fundamentals actually appear on the chart. So by looking at the technicals, I think that it's safe to say that we're already taking the fundamentals into account. A quick comment on the paralysis by analysis from Alan. Did you mean KISS, keep it simple, stupid? Yeah, that's a good way of looking at things. Simpler the better. Question about the month's opening range. When we talk about the 8 AM to 11:59 and 59 seconds, is this on the MetaTrader platform or is this after we have allowed for the time difference? So you want to look at the time period 8 o'clock to 11:59 and 59 seconds, London time. So you always need to make that allowance on the MetaTrader platform. So if you're trading with GKFX, they're 2 hours ahead. So you want to be looking at the 10 o'clock bar for your starting point, and you're going through to 1:59 and 59 seconds. So we'll always make that time allowance. Can you explain why there's some candles that have very long wicks? These knock out many trades as the spike hits the stop loss. It's just the market in action. There's no way of anticipating them in advance. It's just that candlestick with a long wick is showing you, for example, if it's got a long bottom wick, it's just showing you that the market has moved down within the time frame of that candlestick, and then it's retraced and it's moved all the way back up to where the candlestick opened, leaving that big long wick behind. It's just showing you a sharp movement in price. It might be a reaction to a news item, might be a reaction to something else that's happened in the market. All it means is the market has moved fast, left that candlestick wick behind, and yet unfortunately they can run through stop losses just the same as any other piece of price action the market can. Is there a way to make it so the moving average indicator only stays on the 5-minute chart? I'm pretty sure in MetaTrader, when you flick between the different time frames, any indicators that you've actually got open on the chart will transfer over to the new time frame. So if you've got your 5-minute moving averages and you swap to say a 60-minute chart, I'm pretty sure in MetaTrader they stay in place. You will see them on the 60-minute chart too. But I'll look into that when we come offline in a moment. I'll look into that, and I'll post any further notes on that point in the forum. Hopefully this webinar will be recorded. Yeah, there'll be a full recording of the webinar that'll be posted to the. There'll certainly be a link to it in the forum, and I'm sure it'll be on the site. So yeah, the answer to that is yes. There'll definitely be a recording. A message from Malk letting us know that IG Index, the MetaTrader setup that they use, is the correct time. So it looks like Malk trades with IG, and he's telling us that their MetaTrader actually shows London time. Are you able to open multiple accounts with MetaTrader so that I can use the Academy strategy on one account and a different strategy on another? Yes, you can certainly open multiple accounts with different brokers. You could have two different brokers accounts. You could have GKFX running one strategy and say ETX running a different strategy. Whether the broker would open two separate MetaTrader accounts on their own book, certainly worth a phone call. If you wanted to trade through GKFX and have two separate accounts with them, you can certainly ask the question. Can we continue to use the coursework well into the future after we finish? Yeah, all that material on the Academy will be there for you to use at your leisure, and I sincerely hope that the forum community will carry on strong. We'll really get to know each other really well through the forum, and I'm hoping to see some good success stories there too. Okay guys, so I've rattled through as many questions as I can in that little section there. Anything else that has come in the meantime, I will definitely get to it. I will give you a full answer. I'll post, certainly post in the forum under the under that thread that I started for the webinar. So keep an eye there. The link to the recording will appear there. I'll give you those PDFs, with the keyboard shortcuts and that piece of work we were doing on the Fibonacci extensions. So yeah, please refer to the forum, and I'll keep you fully updated with progress there. So I'd just like to thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you've learned some extra bits and pieces that might have been on your mind after covering the materials, and I'll catch up with you again in the forum. Thanks very much. Cheers.